Hello traders, good evening. I am back here to go over the plan for tomorrow. So let us start with the monthly chart. If you look at the monthly chart, this is the ES continuous contract because ESM will not have the monthly data for so long. So this was the channel that we were in, right? We broke down the channel. We are in the third leg right now in the monthly chart. If you see, this was the first leg up, down, second leg up, down, and this is on the third leg that we are, right? So we have already created a new extreme after falling down from the channel, which means that maybe this will try to come here, get retested at around 5782 and then start falling. But then again, 5782 is a long way ahead, right? But we can keep a line here just to make sure that whenever it comes there, it may be a profit target for the monthly bulls. So on the monthly chart, there is no bearishness, right? There is nothing that we can call as bearish. We had a breakthrough, we had a breakout today in the trade, and if I say what can be a support area on the monthly chart, I will say this double top, right, which is at 5339, which is again another 100 points down from where we are right now. And you never know what happens tomorrow. We have PPI data, and we will come down in the lower time frames and see what else is going on. For now, this is holding for the monthly chart that we are looking at, and the expectation is that it will keep going up. If you see on the top of the candle, there is no wick right now, which is telling us that there is no bearish sentiment at this point of time. We have been going up. This is the third leg, and if we see something, if this was the first leg and this was the second leg, almost similar, if we have the third leg of the same size, we are actually going up a lot, right? But that is something, if we go up there, we will think about it. First we have to break into the channel again and then try to reach the top, and then there will be the middle line. There will be a lot of resistances on the top. There will be a lot of attempts by bears to reverse the market, but as of this time, there is no bearishness, right? Let us move on to the weekly chart after that. Okay, so on the weekly chart, we had this wedge drawn yesterday, right? On yesterday's video, we saw this wedge, and we have actually touched the wedge. Now, that is a point of concern. Now, based on the PPI data tomorrow, it can again touch here and fall down, or else it will keep going up, and then we will look for a measured move up if we break the wedge and keep going up, right? So even now on the weekly chart, we do not have any bearishness, and the first point of support on the weekly chart will be at 5388. So I do not know whether the data, how the data will be tomorrow, but looking at everything that is happening, I do not think there will be any bearish kind of news, and this whole area will work as a support area for the for the bearish move. If you see here, inside this support area, which was the sideways movement, this is actually an area where we have the bullish body gap, right? We came below the body gap, we found buyers again, and we went straight back up. So that is what has happened here. So this zone will be very difficult for the bears to break down completely. We may come down, retest here, try to go back again. So it will take some time. It will take some sideways movement to happen on the weekly chart before, or on the daily chart, before we can finally break down this area and see what if we can come down below, right? Is there anything else on this chart? Now here also, if you see, we were in a kind of a channel, right? Here also, if you see, we were in a channel. This channel broke down and we have already created an extreme high. So the logic is, if the channel breaks down, it normally goes back up and creates a new high, and we have the wedge here. So now we have to be careful tomorrow if it wants to go up. Now, if the market finds bears in this area tomorrow, we are in a very bullish market. It may so happen that it turns into a trading range, and it may be in the same range that we have been today, right? So we will look at that when we get down to the lower time frames. As of now, this is the resistance that I see on the weekly chart. However, I do not think that there is enough strength in the market yet as of now to break it down. If it breaks down, then we will have to see, we will have those levels measured out in the lower time frames. Now, if we look at the daily chart, and I am referencing back to the mother bar, I am considering this as 0%, this as 50%, this as 100%. So we have already made that travel. However, if we keep going up, we may touch this 5548 level as well. Maybe not in this week, but in the subsequent week, based on the strength that the bulls has. 5548 will be a very good target for the bulls on the hourly chart, on the daily chart, which will actually double this range once more, right? And in that case, you can also keep an eye on the 50% level of it. This will be the 50% level of it. So this is one area that I'm expecting that market can come and hit tomorrow very much, right? If the PPI data supports, there should not be any problem in coming and hitting this target in the morning, right in the morning tomorrow. And then we will have to see whether we want to come down back here, or we are going up and touching the 554A line right on the top. So that those are the things that we still need to see. As of now, we had a profit taking in this area today, and then we have a gap up now. That is very interesting. We have a body gap up, and this is suggesting that there is a very strong bullish pressure in the market at this point. There is nothing bearish about the market. This will be the first point of support again if the price wants to come down, and we will look at the further support areas as we go down through the different time frames. Now, this is the 4-hour chart. So what happened in the 4-hour chart? Same thing. We were in this channel. We came out of this channel and we have created a new extreme, but we have not yet touched the top. Once we touch the top, this will complete the wedge on the 4-hour chart. So the top is around the 5483 to the 5489, or maybe to the 5497 area. So this is again in range with the daily target that we have. So once we go above this new high that we created, maybe our first target will be in the 73 area or the 67272 area, 5467 to 5472. The next target will be the 5484 area. The next one will be the 5488, and the next one will be the 5494 to 96 area, which was in coherence with the daily chart or the daily target that we saw. And reaching that level is very much possible based on the chart that we have right now. If you see, we came above the channel, we created such a breakout bar here. This was the area that got broken out, and then we had this bar followed by this bar, which is an outside bar to the previous bar. So right now, if this also is an inside bar, we will have an IOI set up on the 4-hour ETA chart, which will be another breakout mode, and that can straight bring it up to the 5494 to 96 area. Talking about support on this chart, this will be one level of support at 5369, but that is pretty far away. However, this area will act as a good support if the price wants to come down on the 4-hour chart. This was kind of a sideways movement, I would say, although it was making higher highs, but this was the flag area, right? And the price can again come back to the flag area. However, we need to keep an eye on this trend line, the bottom trend line of the channel. If it breaks, then we can see the bottom of the of this sideways movement area as well, the balance zone, and then maybe we will try to go up once more. So this will be the primary support on the 4-hour chart. Also, since this is an outside bar, this will also be a very good support. So along with the daily mother bar fibs, I would ask you guys, and I will keep it myself also, to keep the mother bar fib on this bar while you are trading tomorrow, so that you have an idea that where the price is moving, what are the different possibilities that are there. And these are the same charts that we will revisit again tomorrow morning and see how the price has moved, how the PPI data has pushed the market, and what has happened and what is expected for the rest of the day. On the 4-hour chart, this is another line that I would keep my eye on. If you see that is where it got rejected today, both the times. And if we break through it, we may get a measured move, and we will touch the top of this line and maybe break through as well. We can break out, right? The way the markets are breaking out right now, if it breaks out of all these things, I won't be surprised at all. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, we see that we do have a mother bar here also, but I won't keep too many mother bar fibs. I will just follow the 4 hour bar fib that we have along with the daily mother bar fibs, and that should be enough. On this chart, if we see that this was a wedge, we broke out of the wedge, and actually we got a 1:1 of this move. So that part is done. This wedge is 1:1 part is done. However, if you see, there is another wedge here on the 1 hour chart, which may actually want to take us much higher, and we can touch this line, and then we can again drop tomorrow. So on the 4 hour chart, if we are going above this area, then look for a touch of this trend line or the wedge line on the 1 hour chart, right? On the 1 hour chart, we will find support in these areas. This is one good area of support. Let me mark that as buy zone. So this has been a consistent buy zone today. Whenever we came back here, we have bounced from there, and we have seen that, and that happened because of the breakout gap that we had. We never could successfully close beyond it. We did once at the end of the day, but that was also kind of a false breakdown, and we immediately went back up above the low of the day and closed the candle there. On the top side, we can have this as a resistance. This is a higher high double top that happened, and we came down the whole way. So I'm expecting if the market wants to sell here again, it may. So, but if we cross above 5453 and can get to the lines of 5455 and all, I am pretty sure 67272 will be a very good target for the bulls at that point of time. Now, looking at the final piece of the puzzle, which is the RTH, we broke out of this line today, right? The 5384, the 5386 line. This was the line that we broke out of. This was our yesterday's high, and we broke out of that. And now this is the breakout gap that we have. So we broke out, we came here, and then the last body was still here. So this will be the breakout gap that we have at this point, right? But this is a very huge gap, but we will remember that this 5420 line will become important, because that is the breakout gap that we have right now. And if we break down from here, we may get deeper into the breakout gap. We will take a look at the ETA chart to find out if there is any support, but I do not think we will find any support on the 5 minute chart, because this was just a vacuum up, right? On the upside, this is a bearish body gap that we have now that got retested and came back. So in the morning, we will have to see where the price is, and based on that, we will take our decisions. If the price is above this area, this whole zone may act as a support zone. The price may come down to 5435 and then bounce from here. Again, if we look at the top, this can be another area of resistance where we sold off pretty strong both the times. This time we came down here, this time also we came down here. But if you look at it, the whole day on the RTA chart, if you look at the 24-hour chart, is just a doji, right? And it's a doji after such a wonderful breakout that we had. So it's an indecision candle. However, I think that the momentum is still on the upside, and once we break out of these levels, we will definitely go another 20 to 30 points up tomorrow. On the downside, if we come back to these levels at that point of time, we will have to see if we are breaking it down, and then our regular targets along with the daily mother bar targets will again come into play, because we will come inside the mother bar at that point of time again, and then we will have to see what are the bounces that are happening, what are the areas that are bouncing. We will go by our regular support and resistance areas that we had as of yesterday. So we had the resistance at 86 to 84. We know that's a generic resistance area, and then it will come down to the 67 to 72 or the 73 area, and then the next area will be somewhere in this balance zone. This is another balance zone that is there, which can act as a very good support. Let me mark. Why is it? And after that, we can come down to the 3-3 area also, although the 4-3 to 4 the 3-8 to 4-2 area will also act as a very good form of support on the RTA chart, right? I do not think we need to go beyond that at this point of time. However, let me draw the lines that we talked about. So we have 84 to 86 here. This is one area. Below that, we will come down to this 72 to 73 area, and may dip down a little bit more to 67. Let me keep it till 67 for now. And the next area of support can be here where we had a breakout. If the breakout test wants to happen, if you see, this is also a part of a breakout gap. We broke out, we came back, we retested, and this is how the breakout gap was formed. And then after that, after 5-0, we have 3-5, and then I will mark the 4-2 to 4-0 level as well. Yeah, so these are the high level areas of support that we have. Let us now take a look at the ETA chart. Now, as I said, this was a plain buy vacuum up. Let us look at a lower time frame and see if we see anything here. There is nothing. Even if I go to the 2 minutes chart, I hardly see anything. This is one single bar. Even on the 1 minute chart, if I look at the 1 minute chart, even this is a one single bar. So there is nothing that we can mark as support resistance here, except we can say that the 9.4 to 9.6 area will be another added layer of support that we may have. Apart from that, this is, if you look at this whole thing that it is doing right now, this is a bull flag. This is nothing but a bull flag, right? And once it breaks out of here, there will be, and if we say this is a trading range, that is another interesting thing that I wanted to talk about. If we say this is a trading range, this is 0, this is 100, then again 5490 is the target that we have on the top, right? And that is in sync with our 4-hour chart, with our 1-hour chart, and all those things. So I am highly thinking that if the PPI data is good, this can be the first area of resistance, and then this can be the final profit taking area at 5490. So if we are opening somewhere here tomorrow, I would expect the path of the price to be something like this. So if we are opening somewhere here tomorrow, for example, price may come down here, it will go here, it will retest, and then it can get rejected here a bit, come down a little bit, go up, retest, and then it will move up. So this can be the whole move that can happen tomorrow, right? Otherwise, if the PPI data is bad, that we'll have to look at it and see till where the market finds the exact support. However, the chances of PPI data becoming bad and affecting the market in a negative way is very, very low. Okay, so that is what I have till now, and I will see you guys again tomorrow morning at the 8:45 a.m. Pre-market call. If you want to join the pre-market call, the link to the Google Meet is given in the description below. Along with that, the link to the free Discord server is also in the description, as well as the link to the Facebook page that we have. Thank you and have a great rest of the night.